Listen, here's the uncomfortable truth nobody likes to admit out loud. Most people aren't actually thinking. They're reacting. They're running mental autopilot in a world that quietly rewards the few who slow down, observe, and think 3 steps ahead. If you've ever wondered how some people always seem sharper, calmer, and one move ahead, this isn't about IQ. It's about survival-level intelligence, the kind of thinking that keeps you alive in chaos, ahead in conversations, and dangerous in silence. Here's the first thing smarter people do differently. They treat attention like oxygen in a blackout. In survival psychology, the moment panic steals your focus, you're already dead. You just don't know it yet. The smartest people train themselves to control where their attention goes, even when emotions spike. While everyone else is reacting to noise, outrage, and urgency, they're watching patterns. They notice who speaks first in a room, who avoids eye contact when certain topics come up, who rushes decisions. The practical takeaway is simple but uncomfortable. When something triggers you, pause for 3 seconds and ask, "What am I being pulled away from noticing right now?" That pause alone puts you ahead of 90% of people. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. Next comes a darker truth. Smart people assume the world is lying to them just a little. Not in a paranoid way, but in a biological way. Your brain evolved to conserve energy, not to seek truth. It fills gaps with stories that feel good. The smartest minds question the first explanation, especially when it feels emotionally satisfying. In survival training, the most dangerous words are, "It's probably nothing." That's how people walk into ambushes. In daily life, this means when a narrative feels too clean, too heroic, too comforting, you mentally step back and ask, what version of this benefits someone else? Try this once. The next time you hear a confident claim, don't argue, just silently list 2 alternative explanations. You'll feel your thinking sharpen almost immediately. Another advantage the smartest people have is their relationship with discomfort. Most humans are wired to escape it. Smart survivors lean into it strategically. Cold, hunger, uncertainty, these are teachers. There's a reason military training, extreme environments, and high-pressure simulations produce clear thinkers. Discomfort strips away mental noise. In everyday life, this shows up as choosing the harder option on purpose, having the awkward conversation, sitting with confusion instead of Googling instantly, delaying gratification when everyone else reaches for relief. One practical example, once a day, do something mildly uncomfortable without fixing it. Don't distract yourself. Just observe how your mind reacts. That's mental callousing, and it compounds fast. Then there's the physics of thinking ahead. In survival science, you never solve the current problem alone. You solve the next one it creates. Build a fire? Smoke reveals your position. Drink untreated water. Illness follows days later. Smart people think in chains, not moments. They ask, if this works, then what? Apply this to decisions. Before you say yes, imagine the second and third consequences. Not emotionally, logistically. Time, energy, exposure. You'll start making fewer flashy decisions and more durable ones. That's why smart people look boring early and unstoppable later. Now let's talk about information diets, because this is where most intelligence quietly dies. In a blackout scenario, bad information kills faster than no information. Smart people are ruthless about what they consume. They don't binge outrage, rumors, or constant updates. They prefer slower, higher quality inputs and give their brain time to integrate them. Here's a simple rule. If something can't change your actions, limit your exposure to it. News you can't act on, drama you can't influence. It's cognitive poison. Replace even 20 minutes of that with deep reading, long-form thinking, or silence, and your mental clarity will feel unfairly strong. Another edge comes from understanding human behavior as a survival system, not a moral one. People act from fear, status, and safety more than logic. Smart people don't get offended easily because they're too busy decoding motives. In collapse psychology, the person who understands group dynamics survives longer than the strongest individual. Start watching what people do when resources, time, attention, approval feel scarce. Who hoards? Who performs? Who disappears? Use this insight practically. When persuading or negotiating, frame ideas around safety and status, not facts alone. Facts inform, but emotions decide. Finally, the smartest people think long after others mentally clock out. They reflect, not in a motivational journal way, but like after-action reports. In survival units, every mission ends with brutal honesty. What failed, what almost failed, and what luck disguised as skill. Do this weekly. Ask yourself where you got lucky and where you were sloppy. That humility is intelligence in its most lethal form because it keeps improving itself. This section is based on practical field survival experience rather than formal academic sources. So if you want to be smarter than everyone, stop trying to sound smart. Control your attention. Question comforting stories. Train discomfort. Think in consequences. Protect your information intake. Read human behavior like terrain, and reflect harder than feels comfortable. Intelligence isn't loud, it's quiet, patient, and always watching. And once you build it, people won't know exactly why, but they'll feel it.